not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, get involved in the chat. And I think I said it either on here a few weeks back or on Chelsea Fan TV. Everything was going too good. It almost felt like it was too good to be true, what was happening at Chelsea. And you felt like something was about to happen, and something has happened. Unless you've been under a rock today, you will all be aware that Mykhailo Mudryk's has failed a drugs test. At the end of October, this test was taken whilst he was on international duty with Ukraine. The A sample has come back positive. Still waiting for the outcome on the B sample. That has not yet come back, but generally speaking, the B sample tends to come back the same as the A sample in the majority of cases, although sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, a bit of a mad situation, really. Obviously, with the Mudryk stuff, he was unused sub against Aston Villa, and then we didn't see him against Southampton or in the Conference League against Astana. We didn't see him against. We haven't seen him for like the last 4 or 5 games. Now, the reason given was illness. Now, obviously, it's subsequently come out that this is the case. And obviously, at the time, they weren't able to speak. They obviously weren't able to speak about it in public. It's now all come out. The news originally broke overnight with sources in Ukraine saying the news. And then obviously subsequently confirmed this morning. Club statement from Chelsea, statement from Mudryk himself. And now we have to basically wait for the B sample to come back and wait and see how this one pans out. Because right now, Mudryk is provisionally suspended from football and in a situation where he's not allowed to train at Cobham. And now we just have to wait. We have to wait for the outcome. But what I would say is that let's not be too hasty to cast judgment. No one's denying that he hasn't. No one's denying that he's failed a test, by the way. That's the facts. That is undeniable. My thing would be, and what I urge people will make up their own minds and will have their own views on it and will decide what they want to think at the end of the day. What I would advise you to do is read up about it, read into it. And I know that, you know, people that fail tests, there's always sort of like a story, there's always an excuse or whatever. But I genuinely believe this guy. I genuinely believe him. I genuinely think it's a situation that he literally had absolutely know about it. And look, I know that's not an excuse. As a professional athlete, you know, the rules state that, you know, not knowing or not willingly doing it or not showing intent to do it doesn't count as a defense. Look, I get that's the rules, but in certain circumstances, there is genuinely no idea. But before we dive into it, let's just get a quick thing on the chat. If Mudryk's found guilty, is his Chelsea's career over? I've got absolutely no idea, to be perfectly honest, right now. Comments like that, not helpful. Let's wait for the full picture to come out. Well, I think he's definitely shown signs of improvement. At the end of the day, whatever people think of his footballing ability, this is a young kid who's worked very hard to get to where he is in his career and is facing a very difficult time right now. So even just from a human standpoint, I would be fully supportive of him. He passed the test in August, went on the international break, failed one for some was discovered and used. Yeah, no, mate, it's a real weird one. And do you know what it is? There's more to this than meets the eye. This isn't a cut and dry case, in my opinion, whatsoever. We're going to dive into what the substance is, what it's potentially used for. But yeah, it's a mental one. And you know, sources close to Mudryk believe that there could be a case for sabotage, which would be an absolute madness. Don't know about you, but I can sense hear the presence of Russian intelligence. They are known for this kind of shit. Ukraine played in Georgia. Look, I don't know about the politics and, you know, what countries are doing what, but I know that something potentially like sabotage couldn't be ruled out. You know, it couldn't be ruled out. I'm sure Mitch didn't know about this. Always trains hard. Yeah, no, I'm of that way as well. Two ways you take it is via a tablet or IV. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it must obviously be from some contaminated substance. And what I would say, by the way, is that people that say, oh, they should be checking and stuff, I get that to a degree, but these professional athletes have got teams of people that they trust, and should be that will check this stuff for them. And if it's a situation occurs where it's like, look, are you sure you've checked this? Are you 100% certain it's been checked? It's all legitimate to take? If those people in your team that you trust say that and you take it, then for me, it seems very unfair to be punished for potentially your team letting you down. Now, short of checking everything yourself, which, in my opinion, professional sportsmen do not have the time to be doing that, then some cases I think it can just be extremely unlucky. Now, it's going to be very, very difficult to prove intent to take. It really is. But what can potentially be proven is how the substance got there in the first place. And if there is genuine grounds for sabotage or something along those lines, then there should be legitimate grounds to be cleared. In my opinion, should be legitimate grounds to be cleared. But again, let's wait and see. But let's dive into this news then, because there's a lot to unpack in this. It's wild, to be perfectly honest. It really is. But what we initially had is it's just been summarized here very easily, is that obviously from the Ukrainian media, we had it overnight. Chelsea have launched an investigation. There's a probe around a contaminated substance. Mudryk was clear in August and said his behavior has been the same since. Any potential contamination may have happened outside the country because the substance involved is not available in the UK, waiting for a B sample to come back. Now, I think that the substance involved is, Maria Sharapova was banned for the same substance in tennis. She was banned for 15 months in the end. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of that case and whether she legitimately took it knowingly or what it was, but she was banned for 15 months for that case. I remember Anana being banned as well. That one, and Pogba also got a ban as well, which was subsequently reduced. I think he took a diet pill that his mum was taking or something along those lines. These punishments are harsh. And what I would say about performance enhancing drugs in football is that there's no place for it. Absolutely. But what I would say is you're not getting the same advantage as you would be getting in a sport like a cycling or a swimming, for example, right? Ingesting a performance-enhancing substance is not making you a better football player. It's not suddenly turning you from an average player into like prime Ronaldo. That's not what we're talking about here. Any potential advantage you would be getting would be to do with recovery. It wouldn't be to do with your actual ability as a footballer. So this is where I think people get a little bit confused. Is it cheating? Now, I don't know if I would classify it as cheating per se. Yes, it's against the rules, and yes, you're in a situation where it doesn't look good. But I mean, is it cheating if you've had absolutely no idea that you've ingested that substance? No, it isn't. It's absolutely cheating if you're knowingly taking something that will give you an increase in performance. That is absolutely cheating. But I think if you're it was, and it's not available in the UK, so it's obviously happened on international duty, whilst away with Ukraine, and that would make sense, end of October. And also tests tend to take a month, 6 weeks to get the results back, and that would coincide with Mudryk being absent sort of from the early period of this month. So like the time frame and stuff obviously adds up. And look, it could well be one of those situations, as Rohan says here, where we will never know the truth, and we'll have the player side claiming one thing but unable to prove anything. Now, this is the big thing, right? Because obviously you're innocent until proven guilty, and guilt in this case is two positive tests, A and B sample, right? But I'm wondering what evidence Mudryk and his representatives and his team and whatnot have got to prove that this was a legitimate situation where he had absolutely no idea or he was a victim of sabotage. You know, they obviously feel confident that they do have some evidence to suggest that. He could well be. He could well be. So what about the people that are born with ability to recover naturally? They can train more to act with people. No, recovery is not a talent necessarily. Recovery is to do with your fitness levels. The fitter you are, the quicker you will recover. Totally let the club and the fans. I don't think he's let anyone down. You know, for me, at the end of the day, if it's a legitimate mistake, right, and he had no idea, he's not let anyone down. If he's knowingly taken this, knowing what was going to happen, then yes, he's obviously let people down. But in my opinion, I don't think he's let anyone down. If this comes back with, you know, proving that, you know, he was sabotaged or whatever, then he's not let anyone down. By the way, this substance is legal in my country. The only thing I can say that this is very, very weak one, and even the fact that it is banned is crazy. I mean, fair enough. I don't know about the substance. Maybe we can sue the Ukrainian FA/national team for damages if proven to be while on international duty. Well, it would have had to have been on international duty because the substance is not available in the UK. You can't get it in the UK. So it would have had to have happened on international duty. And a time frame at the end of October makes sense and perfectly lends into that situation, guys. But let's add a bit more meat to the bones on it. Obviously, Chelsea have released a statement themselves, and that's obviously, you know, just saying they can't really comment it any further. They're going to be supporting, you know, the player at the training, going to be supporting the player through this situation and providing him with a plan to stay fit whilst he's obviously not allowed to train at Cobham. So more on this from Ben Jacobs. The B sample is still to come back, but a provisional suspension is in place. It's understood this also stops Mudryk training at Cobham. Mudryk categorically denies intentional wrongdoing and passed a test in August. What I would wonder is, right, just briefly, is obviously footballers get tested a lot, right? Sometimes it's a random urine sample. Other times, you know, the testers come to the training ground or they'll come to wherever. There's a test in August. Why was there no test in September? Is what I'm wondering. But let's get back to it. By the way, guys, keep smashing the like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do so. Let's run these likes up. Substance in question was meldonium, and the positive A test occurred on international duty, not on Chelsea's watch. Mudryk believes contamination caused the positive. Chelsea informed the playing squad this morning and are doing all they can to support Mudryk. Enzo Maresca has been kept in the loop, but naturally, as head coach, he is not dealing with it day on day. He referred to Mudryk as ill, and it's understood the Ukrainian did return from international duty sick as well. So maybe this contamination has made him feel ill as well. You know, potentially maybe that's also plausible. Maybe that's also plausible, guys. But yeah, let's carry on with this. Mudryk is devastated and determined to clear his name. The maximum punishment is a 4-year suspension. Pogba got his punishment originally before it was reduced to 18 months. Maria Sharapova had a 2-year ban after testing positive for meldonium, and that was reduced to 15 months. So that is obviously the current state of play with that. What is the likelihood that he was sabotaged? I don't know, because obviously I'm not there, but sources close to Mudryk suggest that, you know, they feel that could well have happened. Now, I've got absolutely no idea. I've got no idea whatsoever what the likelihood of sabotage being involved. But in my opinion, I feel that, you know, it's very unlikely that Mudryk has knowingly done this. And why any footballer would knowingly do this, knowing you're going to get found out and knowing that it could well cost you 3 to 4 years of your playing career. Why anyone would knowingly do that is beyond me. I simply I simply do not subscribe to the thought that that athletes will knowingly do that. You know, especially footballers. I just don't subscribe to that thought whatsoever. But there is more news here as well from the Athletic. Now, the Athletic have done a bit of a deep dive into this, as they do, and we're going to get involved in some points there as well. So, the Athletic have been told by multiple sources who wish to remain anonymous that Mykhailo Mudryk'S tested for meldonium following international duty with Ukraine. Now, we obviously know that, but let's get into what the article is saying. Let me quickly bypass the paywall. Sorry, the Athletic, but I'm not paying monthly subscription for your stuff. I do apologize for that. But you know, when there's a few little paywall bypassers, we take advantage. And here we go. Right. Chelsea winger Mykhailo Mudryk'S tested positive for a banned substance. The Premier League club confirmed the adverse finding in a routine urine test on Tuesday morning and said Mudryk has confirmed categorically that he never knowingly used any banned substances. Mudryk said on social media that he's never knowingly used any banned substances or broken any rules, and he's working closely with his team to investigate how this could have happened. The Athletic has been told by multiple sources that Mudryk tested positive for meldonium following international duty with Ukraine in November. Meldonium is an anti-ischemia medication. I don't even know what ischemia is, and is typically used to clinically treat those suffering from heart conditions such as low blood flow to the heart and angina. For athletes, it can assist with endurance and the capacity to recover from exercise. It is not approved for use by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, in the United States, and is only prescribed in parts of Eastern Europe. It was added to the World Anti-Doping Authority's banned list in January 2016 and is prohibited at all times, both in and out of competition. Chelsea said in a statement that the FA recently contacted Mudryk concerning an adverse finding in a urine test. Both the club and Mykhailo fully support the FA's testing program. All our players, including Mykhailo, are regularly tested. He's confirmed he categorically has never knowingly used any banned substances. Both Mykhailo and the club will now work with the relevant authorities to establish what could have caused the adverse finding. Mudryk then put a statement out on his own Instagram. I can confirm that I have been notified that a sample I provided to the FA contained a banned substance. This has come as a complete shock, as I've never knowingly used any banned substances or broken any rules, and I'm working closely with my team to investigate how this could have happened. I know that I have not done anything wrong and remain hopeful that I'll be back on the pitch soon. I cannot say any more now due to the confidentiality of the process, but I will as soon as I can. What I would say, right, is if you've knowingly taken something, why would you then put a statement out on Instagram like he has if you know that you're in the wrong? I mean, that literally makes no sense, because you're setting yourself up to just look like an absolute idiot, which, you know, which I just don't understand. By the way, guys, there's 71 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. We're 31 likes. Let's run this up. Run it up. Run it up. Let's see what you lot are saying before I get back to the article. Ukrainian sources say that Mudryk has also tested on a polygraph. In all probability, the answer is yeah. There's a Ukrainian YouTube channel which is reportedly pretty good with like inside scoops in football. They were the first to report what substance it was as well, and they're obviously the first to. They obviously reported that he's undergone a polygraph test in London, I think, and you know that came back positive. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What's wrong with the screen? What's wrong with the screen? Are we good on the screen? Let me know, people. There we've got a few doctors in the house blocking blood flow. There we go. Ish to hold EMEA blood condition. Fair play. This doping is eliminated from the body over several months, and therefore I refuse to believe that he took it knowingly. That would mean he dug his own grave. Yeah, this is exactly what I've just said. Is that, you know, you're literally setting yourself up to ruin 3 to 4 years of your career if you knowingly do that. That's why, call me not. Oh no, I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to read through it. Sorry. With no, like that's why I don't believe that anyone would knowingly take it, because they know full well that they're going to absolutely shaft themselves in the long run. That's my point. No, we're not going to do that. There's no danger of that happening. Let's get back to this article anyway. Where are we? Yeah. So there. There are previous cases. Former world number 1 tennis player Maria Sharapova tested positive for meldonium in March 2016. She was banned for 2 years before CAS ultimately reduced the suspension to 15 months on appeal. Alexander Povetkin, a boxer, recorded a positive test for it in May of that year, causing his scheduled heavyweight title with Wilder to be postponed. The FA's anti-doping regulations state any breaches will be dealt with as strict liability violations. This means that a player will be found guilty of a violation if a prohibited substance is found in that player's body. It is not necessary to demonstrate intent, the regulations say. A player's alleged lack of intent or knowledge is also not considered a valid defense to a charge. Now, I get that, but also there must be, surely there are legitimate situations where that is the genuine case as to what's happened. So for me, I think that's a little bit harsh that, is not a valid reason, because actually in some cases it will 100% be a valid reason. Carlton, big up, brother. Let's hope absolutely. Let's hope it tests positive, the B sample, but generally speaking, they tend to come back the same. Do you think this has to do with the political situation in Ukraine to speed up their players' readiness for international? Since no, I mean I don't think any of that is true. To be honest, Lavia did have a slight knock, but he's expected to be back for the Everton game on Sunday, so I don't think there's anything to worry about there. Let's carry on. Violations of the FA's anti-doping rules carries with it a maximum penalty of a 4-year suspension, although mitigating factors can reduce the ban from anywhere from 2 years to a month. Mudryk has not appeared for Chelsea since playing and scoring in the Conference League win against Heidenheim at the end of November. Multiple sources told The Athletic on Monday that Mudryk intends to defend his position, with the player's stance explained by people familiar with the case that he did not intentionally take the substance and that there is a suspicion of sabotage, although The Athletic have not been able to independently verify that claim. So, I mean, this is a wild story, guys. It really is. Now, if we're being straight up here, from a footballing perspective, is it a big blow for Chelsea? Not massively on a footballing level, because obviously Mudryk was not featuring that regularly and he wasn't contributing massively to the team. So on a football level, it's not a complete disaster. I don't think it's going to change much in terms of, how we're going to play or how the team are going to set up. But for him on a personal level, it's obviously absolutely devastating. We just have to hope now that there's obviously going to be a lot of outside noise. Enzo Maresca is going to be asked about it in press conferences and whatnot, that this doesn't distract from all the good work that has been being done so far this season. I don't believe it will. I think this is a really good group of players. I think this is a strong camp. I don't think they're going to allow things to unsettle them. So let's wait and see what happens on that front. There's also been an article in the Telegraph from Matt Law providing a bit more context on the situation as to what Chelsea are doing to help Mudryk in this difficult time. And this is my point. I'm fully aware that they don't care how it got there, which for me is not really fair, because there will be people that have legitimate reasons as to why something has ended up in their system. So yeah, it's a mad one, people. It's a mad one, guys. There's almost 100 in the building. Big your damn selves up. We're only on 40 likes. What is going on here? Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. All that good stuff. Let's run these likes up, guys. Come on, people. Help a brother out, guys. It's almost Christmas, the season of giving and all that. Season of goodwill. Show me some goodwill by supporting the channel and smashing that like button, guys. Let's run it up. Minimum 15 months. Well, again, that can be reduced on appeal if you can provide mitigating factors, which maybe he can. Look, if it's true, then maybe that's something that might be explored. But right now, there's a long way to go until we get to that point in proceedings. Big up. I think Mudryk is cooked no matter what. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Intentionally or not doesn't matter. If found in the body, why has it only just come out? Because when you take a drug test, it takes about a month to 6 weeks for the results to come back. it's not, you don't get instant results. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for the results to come back. So that's why we're only just finding out now. No, because that's a totally, ridiculous example. It doesn't work like that. In some situations, players might knowingly do it, but in a case of sabotage, for example, then then there shouldn't be the same punishment as knowingly do it. Yeah, I think so as well. Look, if it's a 12-month ban, it would be backdated to October. He'd be back next October. I don't think that would be grounds to get rid of him. But ultimately, it's entirely up to Chelsea. But it does put them in a difficult situation where if a potential ban does come, and they want to sell him potentially or try and move him on, that's going to be very difficult to do so. But anyway, back to this Matt Law article. Chelsea are offering Mykhailo Mudryk support and have provided him with a program to remain fit while he's not allowed to play and train at Cobham. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if it's legal in Ukraine. It is legal in some Western European countries or whatever, or Eastern European countries. It's not banned everywhere. So yeah, maybe it is legal in Ukraine. Maybe it is. But let's get to this Matt Law article, guys. And let's see what is being said. Is this one free to read or is it behind a paywall? Oh, it's behind the paywall. Right, well, we're going to have to quickly just deal with that. Let's have a quick look, guys, at what this Matt Law article is saying. I'm just kind of what this does mean for Mudryk and Chelsea. Access denied? No. Hold on, people. What this might potentially mean for Mudryk, because it's a real shame if he does get the ban. Right, we're cooking. As recently as Monday night, Chelsea players had been asking friends and associate, "Do you know what's happened to Misha?" after Mykhailo Mudryk had not been spotted around the club's Cobham training ground for a couple of weeks. Oh, I see. Right, so this is now starting to make sense because. So he's not been at the training ground for 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks ill is quite a long time. If we're being to not even be seen at the training ground at all whatsoever. But then it's not this time of year, viruses going around and stuff. Maybe it's not totally beyond the realms of possibility to be ill for a couple of weeks, but to not even be seen at the training ground, maybe that does start to raise a few eyebrows. We then got head coach Mudryk's publicly put his absence down to illness, while players were left in the dark over the disappearance of their teammate until Tuesday morning, when news broke that Mudryk had provided a positive sample. While provisionally suspended, Mudryk cannot play for Chelsea or train at the club's Cobham complex while he waits for the B sample analysis, which explains his teammates' confusion, particularly as sources insist his initial absence was at least partly down to an illness. Mudryk and Chelsea are sweating on the results of a B sample to determine whether he is facing a ban, which according to FA rules could be as long as 4 years. Nobody should assume his guilt at this stage. Absolutely. Mudryk's provisional suspension was for providing a positive A sample, which is alleged to have found traces of the banned performance-enhancing substance meldonium. Is the latest chapter in what has been largely an unhappy 2 years for the 23-year-old. Last January, Chelsea had the opportunity to cut their losses and run when one of Europe's biggest clubs showed an interest in taking Mudryk on loan with a view to a permanent move. There were other clubs interested too, but Chelsea were adamant that Mudryk was a talent so great that he could win the Ballon d'Or in 2 years. Wow, I mean that is some statement. That is some statement, people. Some statement that Chelsea felt that, he's such a big talent, he could win the Ballon d'Or in 2 years. I think he's a massive talent, guys. Honestly, I do really believe in the kid, and I do really think the guy is a huge, huge talent. But yeah, the Ballon d'Or in 2 years, I wouldn't have gone that far. There were other clubs interested too, but Chelsea were adamant, that may seem ludicrous now, but Roberto De Zerbi, Mudryk's former coach at Shakhtar, had already tipped the Ukrainians to become the world's best player. Mikel Arteta was also desperate to sign Mudryk at Arsenal before being gazumped by Chelsea. That may be puzzling to Chelsea supporters who have only seen the briefest flashes of his talent, but it also explains why the club have shown such faith in their investment. There must now be doubts over whether Mudryk will ever fulfill his huge promise, and some of the coaches and sporting directors who were willing to take a chance on him back in January already recognise that successfully signing the winger could have cost them their jobs. It was Chelsea's co-owner Bedev Eghbali, together with Winstanley, who flew on a private jet to Turkey to seal the signing of Mudryk almost 2 years ago. The initial £62 million fee, which could rise to over 80, with bonuses, raised eyebrows inside and outside Chelsea, and Mudryk's name was bizarrely added to the club's official Instagram bio before he had officially signed. Right, that's all. The club were offering Mudryk support and have provided him with a programme to remain fit while he's not allowed to play and train at Cobham. Mudryk is described as being a shy and introverted character who socialises within a tight circle rather than with many of his teammates, and is not thought to drink alcohol. There remain signs of immaturity in Mudryk's character, as well as his game, which was highlighted when he challenged a critic on social media to a one-on-one game last season. I mean, that was quite funny, to be fair. Some guy called him out over his footballing ability and then was like, all right, I'll give you 10 grand if you can beat me in a one-on-one. It was quite funny, but I suppose when you're in a position of power like that, you can't really be making those sorts of cases. Let's wait and see. But to round out this article, guys, former head coach Pochettino tried to boost the players' confidence by undertaking a crossbar challenge against him, although Mudryk had attempted to pull out of the daily contest following a run of defeats. Mental. In September last year, Poch said the problem with confidence is we cannot buy it in the supermarket. Is about time. No, he's already said all that shit. Mudryk has scored 3 goals this season, all in the Conference League. It's already known that Mudryk will not be available for Thursday night's Conference League game against Shamrock Rovers, but just how long he will be out for is now in the hands of drug testers, the FA, and lawyers. So look, Chelsea are supporting him. Chelsea believe his version of events. And look, whatever your thoughts and feelings are, guys, for me personally, I don't see, and you can call me naive if you want, I don't see, I honestly don't believe that he's willingly done this, like he's willingly or knowingly taken this substance. I simply don't believe that. I think, he's a victim of very unfortunate circumstances. And let's hope the B sample comes back negative, or let's hope that that he can clear his name, because this is the worst thing for any professional sportsman to go through. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But it's up to the lawyers, it's up to the drug testers, and it's up to Mudryk and his team. But apparently he's being represented by a specialist firm. And they are obviously going to try and get to the bottom of it. He's also said to have passed a polygraph test. So let's wait and see what happens there. We got people coming out and supporting him. You've got the ex-Shakhtar CEO now coming out and backing him in this case. You wouldn't do that if it was out of character. Mykhailo Mudryk is a high-profile professional athlete, and I have complete trust that he did not use any banned substances. I fully support him, and I'm confident that he will prove his innocence. Now, I think if you're guilty or if you're a shady character, it's kind of quite obvious. Mudryk seems like a quiet, down-to-earth guy, honest, works hard. And I truly believe that this is a genuine mistake that he had no idea about. And now it's up to him and his team to find that evidence and obviously try and clear his name. Ukraine's last 2 games were versus Albania and Georgia in those respective countries. Doesn't matter if it's legal elsewhere. If you're a professional sports person, you run it by the club doctor. No, but the thing is, though, when you're on international duty, you don't run stuff by the club doctors. You obviously go by the national team staff. Maybe during November, Mudryk was sick and was given the drug by a staff or a doctor in Ukraine. Yeah, look, again, that could maybe be a possibility. I don't know. Is the honest answer here. Chelsea fans, we would like a trade to City. See, like how they gave Yul Palmer, we should give them the Johnsons. The Johnsons? I've got absolutely no idea. This could be a long-winded process. I don't know when the B sample will come back. I don't know. Yeah, could easily be contaminated substance. His career at Chelsea is over. The second test is coming, same as the first one. Todd Boehly will demand the transfer fee and terminate his contract. I mean, look, that's all speculation. We don't really have any idea. Chelsea are really back, winning, and crazy stories coming out. Yeah, I mean, look, it is a crazy story that no one expected. But as I said earlier, like, obviously on a personal level, it's absolutely devastating for Mudryk, and I feel absolutely gutted for him. But if we're being really honest, on a footballing standpoint for Chelsea, this is not like Moises Caicedo has failed a drugs test, for example. So, we don't want any of our players failing a drugs test. We don't want any players going through this kind of situation. But it would, like, from a purely footballing standpoint, because Mudryk's not a first team regular and he's not contributed an awful lot this season, it's not a blow from a footballing standpoint. No, because what you don't understand is that, like, with legal processes, you're obviously not allowed to comment on those situations. You can't just comment on things. There's a legal process, and you have to comment on things when you're allowed to do so. Yeah, look, he's going to miss a bit of time, absolutely. No one's denying that he's taken something that's banned. No one's denying that. That is undisputable, undeniable fact. Okay, but what is being questioned is how he came to have consumed that. That's the point that's unclear right now. Yes, big up, big up, big up. Yeah, so look, we've got a lot of support for Mudryk coming in from Ukrainian teammates, coming in from the former Shakhtar Donetsk CEO. And we've also had reports from a Ukrainian YouTube channel talking about YouTube channel Tato Take, reporting that Mudryk allegedly passed an independent polygraph test in London. Categorically stated that he was absolutely not involved in the ingestion of a prohibited substance and denies knowingly taking it. I mean, this is wild, isn't it? Tato Take add that the interpretation of the football player's reactions by polygraph examiners showed that the answers of the footballer on the lie detector, exceeded the average confidence level by several times. That is, they were most likely completely honest. Now, of course, polygraphs aren't completely 100% accurate, but they give you a very, very good idea, and they can certainly pick out if someone happens to be lying. So yeah, exactly that as well. There's exactly that as well. Have you heard the narrative the likes of Goldbridge are spreading hinting that Enzo and Chelsea should be given a second look? Yeah, mate. It is what it is. Rival fans are going to be completely shameless. That's what you expect, guys. That is what you expect. But me personally, as a Chelsea fan, I can't speak for all Chelsea fans. People will think what they want to think. I will be 100% supporting every single player that puts on the Chelsea shirt and will want the best of them. What's sad, there hasn't been any player case that have been overturned and not received the ban. Only hope the ban is reduced and not that long. There's a first time for everything, We're obviously going to have to. We're still waiting for all the facts to come out. If Misha gets cleared from this, I feel this form would drastically pick up. I mean, yeah, if he gets cleared, there could be a Mudryk remontada for the ages. There could be a remontada for the ages for Mudryk. Guys, over 100 people in the building now. Make sure you're smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do, guys. And we're only on 62 likes. This should be up to 100 likes by now. So make sure you are smashing that like button. It's free and it takes seconds. So please do that, guys. But yeah, if this is sabotage, I feel so sorry for him because any player might become a victim of sabotage. Yeah, there's always that. It's always innocent until proven guilty, you know? Until you're proven guilty, until all the facts have come out, until it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt, which is how the justice system works in the UK, then I will back you until you are proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. No, look, I think Chelsea still believe in him. I don't know, you know, how this potentially might change the situation. Obviously, it's far from ideal. We do know that. But yeah, so that's kind of the latest on the Mudryk stuff. There, he's taken a polygraph test and whatnot. This is a fascinating. It honestly is a fascinating story. It really is. It's a mad one. It really is a mad one. I mean, it's not one I was expecting to be waking up to at all. But look, there could be a genuine case for sabotage here. You know, there could be a genuine case for sabotage, which would be absolutely incredible. And look, if the players categorically denied it, I am going to believe the player. You know, I'm going to believe the player. Unfortunately, CNF, that is the case. You know, that is the case when it comes down to when it comes down to doping. You know, but you know, with the legal system, you know, is obviously different. But yeah, with doping, unfortunately, it does seem to be the opposite way round. With players coming in 2025, what will happen to Mudryk? Look, guys, I don't know what's going to happen to Mudryk. I haven't got a crystal ball. I can't see into the future. I don't know what's going to happen with him. But, you know, time will tell. There'll be more information over the coming days. The B sample is expected to be analysed in the coming days. Now, Greenwood didn't deny it. You know, the evidence was clear as day that he did it. You know, but the charges were dropped. So that's completely different. No one's denying that the test has not been failed. The test has been failed. No one's denying the test has been failed. But what isn't clear is how he came to ingest the substance. That is the whole point of this. You know, so look, this meldonium was banned back in 2016. So look, it's been banned for what, 8 years? Look, it's I don't know what the outcome of this is going to be. I don't know what to expect, but I do feel that, you know, this is not the end of this. This is not the last we've heard of it. And, you know, if you had knowingly done it, you wouldn't be going to these lengths that are seemingly being gone to try and defend yourself. You simply wouldn't be doing that. No, see, I don't agree with you on that at all. I don't agree with you on that at all, mate. I don't honestly don't believe that's the case whatsoever. I don't think it's PR spin at all. You know, I really don't. You know, if he took the substance that eliminates from the body in 1 week, then I could believe. But this meldonium eliminates after 6 months. Yeah, so exactly. So if you knowingly take it, you 100% know that you will be failing a test. This is what I don't understand. I don't have the answers to that. I don't know. The B sample analysis is expected in the next few days. So maybe this week, maybe next week. We will have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that front. I don't know. I don't know for certain what the outcome is going to be, guys. I'm not privy to that information. But above all, just on a human level, it's obviously absolutely devastating for the kid. But what I want to know is, this isn't having a positive impact. No, this won't have. I don't think this will have a negative impact on our performance whatsoever. I really don't believe that to be the case. I really don't think that'll be the case, guys. That is my personal opinion on the matter. But look, I don't think it puts pressure on the team to perform. It is what it is at the end of the day. It's not a star player as such. So it's very, very different to if it was a Caicedo, as I said earlier, or an Enzo Fernandez or a Nicholas Jackson or whatever. And then I got banned too. It's not an emotional reaction at all. It absolutely isn't. You know, if there's been genuine sabotage, then you know that is legitimate grounds to have any sort of ban overturned. Of course it is. And look, I get it that you know players are responsible for what goes into their bodies. I understand that. All I'm saying is that people shouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusions before all the evidence and all the facts are out. You know, we could have a situation where the B test comes back negative, and then people that have just been going in too fitted are gonna look very stupid. I don't think it puts more pressure on the team. I really don't. I really don't think that. I really don't think it does, guys. I really don't believe that it puts more pressure on the team. Guys, we're on 70 likes, 86 in the building. Keep smashing the like button. Keep subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. All that good stuff. The club and players knew about this and it hasn't impacted us. Yeah, sure. As long as we stay behind the lads, they'll be fine. I agree. Well, I don't know what happens in that situation. But look, whilst you know there's no B sample returned yet, and whilst he's not been given, whilst the ban has not been confirmed, then Mudryk, I presume, will still be getting his it will still be getting paid by Chelsea. You know, I don't know what happens if a ban does come. Will they still pay him? Will it be half wages? I haven't got any idea about any of that. But this is very, very true. You know, this is a very good point that I've just come across on Twitter now. It's not gonna affect our football at all. I don't believe that it all affects the football in any way at all. Look, in all likelihood, the B sample probably will come back positive because the majority of the time they do tend to, although it's not completely impossible for it to come back negative. It's not completely impossible. This is a very good point. A very good point raised here that I do agree with. I truly don't understand. It's fine if you don't rate the player, but this goes above football. We don't know if he did it willingly/unwillingly. We don't know if someone set him up. There's simply too much we don't know yet. I consistently see people talking as if they are the detectives responsible for this case and already know the truth. Talking about price tag, talking about how shit he is, etc. If that makes your complete lack of ignorance, okay. The difference between people and animals is that people have the capacity to think while animals can't. Please let us act like the humans we are. There is no need for foolery. I will wait on the full report after the investigation to say anything tangible on this matter. Which is absolutely spot on. People are speaking as if they know the results of everything, you know. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Yeah, people know what this substance is for sure. Random questions. And Maresca rotated almost a whole 11 against Southampton because it was midweek game. Can we expect same scenario against Fulham? I wouldn't have thought so. There will be some rotation, I would think, but yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. You know, that I wouldn't have thought so personally. Anana, when he was at Ajax player, there was a time he was sick and took his wife's drug, not knowing it contained a banned substance. Yeah, Inter Milan took him on a free, didn't they? I don't know. I wasn't aware that Ajax had terminated his contract though. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, look, I think it's very hard to add anything more than what I have added until we get more information on the situation at hand, because right now there's not enough facts to be discussing and giving a serious opinion on what should be done or what should happen, because we don't know how it got there. We don't know whether we were set up or not. We don't know whether there was sabotage involved. There are too many unknowns right now, and until we get to those, we need to find out. We need to find out. But this is a bit more on the substance itself, guys. This is a bit more information on the substance itself. Meldonium is very common in Eastern Europe medically. Heart issues. It was banned for athletes in 2016. It isn't licensed or available in the UK. Now, I wonder, right, because this has happened on international duty, if it does turn out and he gets banned away, I wonder what grounds Chelsea have got to claim compensation or sue or whatever the situation is, to sue the Ukrainian FA or whoever it might be for causing their player to be banned. I wonder what grounds Chelsea would have to do that, because this is not on the club. This is obviously down to the player and the Ukrainian national team setup where this situation occurred. So it's gonna be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with this, but it's clear that look, we must be able to sue. Yeah, look, again, I don't know what's in the contract, and again, the club are obviously fully supporting him as they rightfully should. So yeah, we are gonna wait and see, guys, for the outcomes of this. So I don't know what the what the outcome's going to be, but all we can do is hope for the best. All we can do is hope for the best. Well, look, I think that if Mudryk does go, then there's already a replacement in, and that is Esteval Willian, who will be coming next summer anyway. But for the time being, with no Mudryk, it does leave us a little bit light in attacking depth in the wide areas. Well, look, it could be sabotage in terms of getting a top Ukrainian sportsman banned and not able to play. Look, I don't know what people's potential intentions would be. It's all very much pure speculation. I've got absolutely no idea what any potential intention would be, but it's Ukraine. They're involved in a political situation with Russia, etc. You don't know what lengths these people would go to, and why they would potentially even go to those lengths. You don't know, guys. You simply do not know. And so that is a situation that we currently find ourselves in. People, we simply do not know. We simply do not know the situation right now as to why there would have been sabotage, why people might have done that. But yeah, people have pointed out the last time a Chelsea player failed a drugs test, we did win the league. I mean, is that going to happen again? I've got no idea. Yeah, but that's nowhere near ideal. Look, Esteval, will be able to, cover that. So yeah, we're gonna wait and see, guys. We are gonna wait and see. Yeah, look, we got Tyreek George who can step in this season. We've got Pedro Neto who can play down the left if needed. We are a little bit light, but yeah. No, we're not going to sign a left wing in January, no. The point you're missing is it's easier to take than Mudryk and the entire Ukraine FA over. Look, I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know how this situation has occurred. Tyreek George can fill in. It's not like Mudryk's played loads of games. Yeah, exactly. Like as I've said, this from a footballing standpoint is not a huge blow for Chelsea from a footballing standpoint. That much is absolutely clear. From a footballing perspective, it's not a huge blow for him. No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I don't want it to happen to any players, but yeah, I get your point. Um, yeah, no, exactly. Like, just on a purely human level, it is very difficult, not to feel sorry for him. It really is. Guys, we're 20 likes away from 100. We're just shy of 100 people in the building. Let's get this up to 100 likes. Let's get it up to 100 likes, guys. We need 20 more likes. It should be light work, people. Light work, this should be. So run it up, run it up, run it up. We're having a great conversation about the major breaking news that has come out today. So yeah, please just do me a favor and smash that like button. Last time Roman demanded a transfer fee. This time Mudryk will pay 88 million. Mudryk's not going to be paying 88 million. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, it's never ideal. You never want that sort of publicity or that sort of situation, you know, surrounding the club. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. But these things happen in sport. These things do happen from time to time in football. And now it's up to Mudryk, and the club to sort it out. Let's wait for the B song to come back. Might be a storm in a teacup. Yeah, look, there absolutely is a possibility that could be the case. Yeah, it absolutely could have been. It absolutely could have been. Mudryk for me would never have failed a drugs test in the UK. Absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance would he have failed in the UK. In my opinion, absolutely no chance. No chance whatsoever that there would have been a failed test in the UK. But yeah, you don't know what's going on in other parts of the world. Yes, guys, 100 likes and Mudryk tests negative. Run it up, people. Run it up. Run it up. You lot know exactly what to do. No, I don't think Madueke's time is up at all. If the club got an insurance in his contract, they can definitely demand money back. Yeah, but Mutu was different though because he was doing fucking cocaine, and he knowingly went out and did it and knew exactly what he was doing. That's very much a different situation. That is obviously gross misconduct. Happened to Mutu. If we're not in a title race, if Chelsea get 2 points from 6, it's good for you in Fulham and Everton games. Tough 2 games, as you see. Yeah, look, no easy. Yeah, look, mate, I've been following this football club for a number of years. I know that when things are going really, really well for us, something round the corner is gonna appear. Something round the corner is going to appear to try and derail us or unsettle us. It's just the history, and kind of the narrative that does surround Chelsea. There always has to be something. There always has to be something going on. It's going to be interesting. Let's wait and see. But yeah, it's a situation that Chelsea could have done without, would have liked to have avoided. To be honest, there'll be questions about it in the presser tomorrow ahead of the Shamrock game on Thursday. But again, I think because it's a legal process, there will be very, very little Maresca will say about it. So those questions won't obviously take long to be. That'll be quite quick responses, and then I don't think it'll be something that's asked on a repetitive basis. Yeah, it's in our DNA. Yeah, absolutely. No, they have. It's meldonium, which is it's up on the screen here. It's common in Eastern Europe. Sorry, to deal with heart problems, but it's mainly one that it helps with kind of recovery and things like that from an athletic. Yeah, exactly the one that Sharapova was banned for back in 2016 or whatever it was. Yeah, 2016, I believe was the case. So yeah, all we can do is wait and see, guys, what might happen here. There's not an awful lot we can do about it, and we just have to see how it's going to play out. But it doesn't sound promising. But again, until more factors come out, guys, any comments from anyone, it is literally people just assuming and purely speculating. That's the reality of the situation. So we're gonna wait and see. But yeah, there's also, from a personal level here as well. This is from a Sami Mokbel article in the Daily Mail. Sentiments. There are those who have spent time in Mudryk's company describe a quiet, almost timid man struggling to cope with the ordeals of living in another country, particularly when his homeland has been torn by conflict. His grasp of English is also viewed as an obstacle. One individual who has played and trained with Mudryk describes an easygoing soul who'd grown an obsession with trying to prove himself in Europe's toughest league. Not only that, trying to prove he is worth his price tag. He felt the pressure of the transfer 100% at the player. He was a good trainer. He'd always do the extras in the gym, but the criticism, especially from fans, was hard to take for him. Now, this is what I mean. We're dealing with a kind of a very unique sort of character, someone who, look, he's 23 years of age, right? But they're still young, and it's someone who has been through a lot, a big move from a country. His homeland is being decimated by war. These things are not easy to overcome. They are not easy to overcome at all. And this is what people don't understand. They don't think about things outside of football. They don't think about what problems they might have in life. Footballers are human at the end of the day. They have problems like myself. They have problems like everyone. So why people can't see it is really beyond me. But it is a strange one. It is a strange one. But let's see what this Daily Mail article is saying. God, mate, these journalists, fuck me, everything's behind a paywall these days, isn't it? It's madness. What happened to just getting stuff for free? Mental. Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. At 1 p.m., an hour before kickoff on Sunday, chance to go top of the league before Liverpool play. Let's drop sort of a bombshell announcement in. That wouldn't that wouldn't surprise me at all. That would not surprise me at all if that were to be the case. That would be a madness, but could be totally expected. I wouldn't. It did kind of feel that way a little bit. I absolutely hear what you're saying. It did certainly feel that way. Right. What is this? I think Rio skipped more than one test. I think he missed about 3, didn't he? Or I could just be completely wrong there, and maybe maybe I've completely made that up. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Rio missed more than one. No, he has done it. He has done it. Like, there's that's not up for debate. The test has come back positive, but what isn't clear is the circumstances in which it occurred. That is what we are waiting to find out. That is what we are waiting to find out. So yeah, it's not a question of where he did. So anyway, The man known as Misha is some mystery, one of European football's hottest properties to an expensive afterthought. And now this, a career that promised the earth, has spiraled downwards. We're now at rock bottom. Snatched from under the noses of Arsenal, his signing was viewed as a triumph by Chelsea's ownership. The Gunners have thrown a lot at trying to land Mudryk, only to be gazumped by Chelsea. Mudryk and his entourage were given a tour of the inner workings at Stamford Bridge on a match day as he arrived in London to complete his switch. The circus created by it all wasn't Graham Potter's then head coach cup of tea. The confines of the tunnel and dressing room area are sacred on match days, but Mudryk was a special case, at least so Chelsea's owners thought. Chelsea under Enzo Maresca are also finally taking positive strides, but that progress has been made largely without Mudryk, who is flattered to deceive for Chelsea on a consistent basis, and now news of a positive drugs reading. Those who have spent time in Mudryk's company, we've just gone through that. One individual who has played and trains with him describes an easygoing soul who'd grown an obsession. We've done that. He felt the pressure of the transfer 100%. Contrastingly, others indicate his penchant for a night out, a attraction not necessarily unusual for foreign footballers seduced by the capital's bright lights and temptations. Behind the scenes, there have been issues that have been brushed under the carpet amid concerns over his maturity. But despite the clear failure to fulfill his expectations and certainly his hefty price tag, his talent is unquestioned. Frank Lampard, Maurizio Pochettino, Potter and Maresca will all have a tale or two to tell you about Mudryk. Yet they would also describe a footballer blessed with all the raw materials to become one of the most potent attackers on the world stage. That's why the 23-year-old has been afforded the chances he has at Chelsea. There was some interest from Spain and Mudryk in the summer, but by all accounts, Maresca liked what he saw in pre-season. He was picked in the matchday squad ahead of Raheem Sterling for the season opener before starting the following week away at Wolves. He lasted just 45 minutes before being substituted at Molineux. Mudryk hasn't started in the Premier League since, though he has made 6 sub-appearances and played in Europe and the Carabao Cup. Indeed, the lack of first-team action has become a problem for Chelsea. And Mudryk, it's a problem for Mudryk too, of course, as he tries to get his own once burgeoning career back on track. Those problems pale into insignificance when compared to what Chelsea and Mudryk are faced with now. So look, he's clearly I don't say a complex character, but you know, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here, and we need to be, you know, more understanding. We need to be more understanding. What happens to the B samples positive? Nothing new, really. No, I wouldn't say anything. Anything new happens. No. Mudryk was very good during the international break. I'm just saying. Yeah, he was. Maybe it is. Yeah, he went to that match. I mean, I don't know. I don't know when it was, but yeah, no, he certainly attended that game. Yes. Look, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Sure, it could be, but if you got mitigating circumstances that you can prove, then it will be reduced. Yeah, but it could have been it could be anything or anyone. People are just desperate and waiting for something to go wrong. That's what they want to do. That's what they're waiting to do. Yeah, that's madness. But you know, it makes perfect sense for Arsenal and for Arteta. That's exactly the sort of thing that he would do. You know, that's exactly the sort of thing he will do. It's mental. It's mental. So yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But yeah, he's a young lad who relied on his pace till he was 21. In a counter-attacking team, he would have been killer in any league. Yeah, look, I still believe that, you know, he can contribute here, but you know, the more stuff that goes on, the more news that comes out. Maybe you know, we get to a point, maybe soon, end of the season potentially, where Chelsea just accept that this one didn't work out and we got this wrong. Maybe that's what we're gonna have to look at. maybe that's what we're going to have to look at. I don't know. But yeah, it's not ideal, and it is certainly problematic for the player. It's slightly problematic for Chelsea, who could definitely do without this. But yeah, what are you lot saying? I mean, look, let's see if we've got any other news coming in. Let's see if we've got any other news coming in. But yeah, guys, keep smashing the likes, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and all that good stuff. Let's see if we've got any other actual news Chelsea-wise to go through today. I mean, obviously we spoke about that Greek striker Stefanos Tsimas at PAOK Salonika, the 18-year-old Greek striker that's being closely monitored by Chelsea. I don't know for certain who he is, but we went through that yesterday. What else is going on? That was a report from Sky Germany, so I suspect that is fairly accurate. In terms of what else is going on, guys, anyone got any questions in the chat? Fill me in. Let me know. Sorry, guys, pressed the wrong button there. We're back. Do you think the club might terminate his contract? No, I don't think they'll terminate the contract. It depends on whether, if it comes back that, he knowingly did it, and whatnot, then yeah, there would be grounds to. But if there's mitigating factors, then I don't think it will be terminated. I think it's time to move on from Mudryk and make way for Esteval. I hear that. I remember the Forest game last minute. He became a club legend in my book. Nkunku just flagged that. Yeah, look, Nkunku and Felix both missed chances. What, the comments about Jackson? Could it be a FFP positive? You can actually write off the fee. I don't know if we can write off the fee or what. I know you hate the notion, but come on, this definitely. I mean, why does this guy keep mentioning that shit? I don't think this helps with FF. I've got no idea. Bro teleported us to Stamford Bridge. Yeah. What's that in reference to? I'm not really sure. Yeah, but that was different though, because he got a 4-year ban, and they're paying him a lot of money, and they didn't. Yeah, that was quite obvious what was going on there. My question is it looking? Look, it's not looking great. There's no denying that. It's oh right, yeah, great, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm back in the room, guys. I'm back in the room. Yeah, look, I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair point. We haven't beaten a big team yet, and yes, Spurs are technically a top 6 side, but I'm not counting a win over Tottenham as us beating a big team. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, look, we do need to beat a top. We need to beat a Liverpool. We need to beat an Arsenal, or I know Man City are not very good right now. But I look at that Man City game end of January, and that is the sort of game that you need to be that you need, that I'm looking at and thinking, yeah, that's the sort of game that we need to be trying to get a win from. Absolutely, the sort of game we need to be trying to get a win from. No, but it depends on the circumstance, and it depends how long the ban is. I mean, look, I don't know is the honest answer to that. I don't know. I really don't know. Guys, we're 4 likes away from 100. Let's get this to the 100 likes. Smash that like button, people. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Let it go for about another 5-10 minutes, people, and then we will round this one out. But yeah, 3 likes to the 100. Let me know when we get there, guys. Yes, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree on that. Yeah, look, I think more than likely at the end of the season, he will probably be gone. Yeah, I don't think there's any denying that. I don't think there's any denying that whatsoever. That he could well be gone come the end of the season. I don't think there's any denying that. No, I don't know if it's the same guy. Maybe it's someone else. But there's another guy in the chat who constantly talks about it. Like it comes on almost every day. I wasn't, attacking anyone. It was just one of them where it's just like, oh, why do people keep putting that in there? Do I know when Esteban is visiting? No, but there are plans for him to come to the training ground and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know when that's going to be, but obviously that will be before he joins the club. That will happen before he joins, guys. No doubts. Play a 3-man midfield against City in January. Caicedo. Well, but let's wait until a long way to go until we get there. No, it's just in terms of numbers in the squad, because a wide player is going to have to, an attacking player is going to have to leave. An attacking player is going to have to leave in order to make space for Esteban in the squad, because we don't have space for everyone else in the squad. That's the point. We don't have space for these people. So yeah, that's that's why. Yes, big up. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was reduced. That was reduced, but again, I don't know. I think the circumstances are very much different in that one as well. I think there's different circumstances in that one compared to this one. So yeah, we will wait and see on that front. I mean, look, I don't really, at the end of the day, think it's down to Maresca what players go. He may well have a say, but the club will decide at the end of the day. That's my point. That is my point on that one. Oh yeah, they'll leave, and Chukwuemeka will leave in January, maybe. Yeah, look, I think Nkunku could well leave as well if a backup striker comes in. I think there's no doubt that could definitely happen. Guys, we're 1 like away from 100. Someone smash that like button. There's still over 60 in the building. Someone needs to be smashing the like button to get this up to 100 likes. Make sure you are smashing the like button, people. It is free. Takes seconds to do. Let's run it up. Yeah, he did. Oh yeah, mate. Well, I'll finish on this in a sec. Let me send you a message. Sorry, I'd completely forgotten about that. The club don't force Maresca to make Mudryk work. No, they can't. Yes, but if a striker comes in, there's not really going to be a space for him. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, look, people might think that, but I'm not buying that one. We have a lot of players we don't need next summer. Send yeah, we do. We still have players to move out. I mean, look, people can think that. I mean, there's no way. If sample B test positive, can Mudryk complain? Yeah, look, it'll go to CAS. It'll go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and then we wait and see. We wait and see what happens from there. But yeah, no, it will go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, no doubt, if the B sample comes back positive. Sterling ain't going anywhere. No, he will reduce his money to leave. He'll have to. Yep, I'm fully with you on that one. Fully with you on that one. But yes, what else is going down, people? What else is going down? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. It does generally, yeah. Not every time, not every time. Yeah, that was a madness. That deal was obviously dreadful in hindsight. But yeah, guys, I am gonna round this one out here. Disasi could leave in January, potentially. Depends who comes in for him. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Thank you for the support as always. Big up to you for tuning in, guys. Make sure on the way out you're smashing that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let's wait and see what tomorrow's got in store for us Chelsea news-wise. And I'll be back tomorrow, guys, with a match preview for the game against Shamrock on Thursday. So make sure you stay tuned for another live show tomorrow, probably 5 p.m. again. Smash the like, subscribe, enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's hope for some good news in regards to this situation. Anyway, guys, as always, up the Chelsea and peace out. Love.